let's say that we're making a broad match. What I'm going to do here, guys, is never forget about this export button. This thing is, this hasn't been there for that long, but this button is absolutely gold. So Kai already has 16 keywords in here that he's bidding on an exact match. I want to bid on those in broad match. Okay. So I'm going to pull those up. We've got 16 keywords, right? I'm going to come in here. I'm trying to show you guys how quickly some of this can be done if you're already making campaigns. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to throw this in here. I'm going to call this broad, right? We're going to do 5. Okay. So now we're just making an SP broad match. Now, this is the question, right? Do we want to do down only? We want to do up and down? I'm always going to start with up and down. I'm just a huge fan of it. And this is where I'm going to keep these 0 because we're doing a broad match campaign. This is kind of more of a research campaign, right? Because we're going to have long tail keywords in here. We're going to show up everywhere. This ASIN, it's another thing. This ASIN is in the title. Use that. I can just put it right in here.
Yep.
And add it. Keyword targeting. We're going to do broad match only. Okay. And now this is what I want to cover. Everyone's going to say, what about suggested bids? Okay. So suggested bids are customized to help you get impressions for your keywords. Suggested bid is based on bids for ads like yours that have 1 impressions over the past 7 days. These change daily. These will also sometimes be as high as $20 or as low as 10 cents. So yes, you can use these if they seem in line. And guys, what this range is here, from what I know, these are like lower percent. Like if you want to only win like 10% of the time, you'd bid 92 cents. If you want to bid like 95% of the time, think of it as like a bell curve. That's the range for you. Okay. And then they're saying, this is the middle of the road, your healthy bid that you can do to get impressions. Okay.
And so overall, what you're saying is because it's only between the last 7 days, overall, from like a year perspective, it's not very accurate.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
And they change a lot. So
especially based on seasons, times.
Yeah. So they're, you know what? I never really trust these, and they are kind of a good range, but what we want to do is I'm going to open back up this auto campaign here. Remember, this was our export from our auto campaign. And if you go back to the last video, what I like to do is say, what are we paying in cost per click? So out of everything that we've gotten in order on our auto campaign, we have averaged $2.15 cost per click. Okay. Now I'm going to come to our exact match and I'm going to say, what are we paying cost per click? $2. So now you can see our range is right around that $2 range. So this is what, if Amazon's telling us to bid 130, we're like, no, we're in our auto campaign, we have to pay more than that. So that's why these are always low. These are always low estimates.
And you can actually see that because I did use suggested campaigns for my exact campaign. So you can actually look at some of the keywords that probably haven't even received any clicks.
Awesome. Let's hop into that. But along with that is you started with up and down bidding, right? So that at least helps you out a little bit.
That makes sense. But
see,
still,
exactly.
Yeah, look at those.
Yep. So like 63 cents, that's pretty low, right?
Obviously, according to our statistics, it needs to be closer to that $2 range for it to work.
And this is why up and down can help you, because if you use suggested bids, that is fine, but this is probably what's going to happen. You're not going to get a lot of impressions. So throw that up and down on there. And yes, it'll raise them by up to 100%, but you'll actually get clicks. That's what a lot of people tell me too, is like, I'm not getting any impressions or clicks. Well, yeah, because you just got to jack your bids up.
So if I'm just now starting my exact campaign and I don't have an exact idea of where I want my cost per click, up and down bidding is a great way to start. Yes,
because I want to go back to the language one more time. We'll raise your bids by a maximum of 100%. They don't do that every time.
Right.
Every single click you get here with up and down is not going to be doubled. That's the maximum you're getting. So it's worth it to do this and say, hey, Amazon, I'm trying to figure out my bids. You know, I want to throw that on there. Basically figuring out what do I have to pay. That's why I always do up and down in the auto campaigns as well.
Makes sense.
So let's just go back. I'm just, again, showing you guys how quickly this can be, right? I took these 16 keywords from your exact match campaign, or let's say you've done your keyword research, right? So we just want to add these in here. And then I'm going to use this default bid, right? So we are paying around $2 a click right now in exact match. So broad, I always want to go below that. And just as a quick kind of math here, let's say we're paying $2 a click. I always like to go kind of 20% under that. If it's a little bit under, that's fine. I just like, you don't want to bid higher on your broad match than you are in your exact match. So you can also see here, we're not that far off from all these suggested bids.
Yeah, it's like we're right in the middle in a lot of them.
Right. So, and that's what we want to do. So another quick thing here, this was, if you've tuned out, this is another really, really good quick tip. If you want to use suggested bids, okay, take this suggested bid, apply it, but then raise it by 20 to 30%. Because you can think, say, all your competitors, that's what they're going to do. They're going to apply all suggested bids.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
so if you raise it by 20%, you're at least a little bit ahead of them. All right. So honestly, that's all I would do here. And some of these, I know we're right on. Some we're way over it. Some we are, I mean, you know, right in the middle of the range. So it kind of worked out that my weird process matched up with Amazon.
Usually does somehow.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So that was perfect. So we're going to launch that. And the point of this now is we have all of our exact match keywords now in broad match. So we're going to build more long tail keyword for these at lower bids to just expand the impressions. We've got our SP broad. We know what product it is. It's our golf brush, super low budget. Nothing's going to get out of hand. And hopefully something will come from that.
Works for me.
All right. So guys, you know, a lot of good stuff there. Placement stats, exact match, broad match, keyword bids. I hope this was helpful. And again, stay tuned for more. We're going to keep coming at you and listening to your feedback.
Leave questions.